So today's date is Sunday, the first of Sunday, the 2nd of August. I'm gonna speak about the behind enemy lines concept over lectures. But this is Nico West, so the fact of the matter is, I'm trying to build a sovereign framework, and it must be able to protect itself. Protect itself. But it's basically it's gonna be if the UK, well, everybody is the government. If the UK government breaks will start literally because Oregon is a sovereign entity. They can declare war on me tomorrow, but I've got nothing. I can declare war on them. What I'm saying. It's not ready for that. It must be ready for war. It must be ready for war, like actual, war, sustainable war, and it will sustain itself via the governance framework. I'm not saying that, I want to start war, I'm not going to declare war, because that would take it literally. I'm saying that, fact of the matter is, fact of the matter is, it has to be sustainable. It has to be able to, if there's a basic Igbo philosophy, if war breaks out tomorrow, find something, maybe do some job that, basically it's a philosophy in Igbo. If war breaks out tomorrow, find something you're doing to sustain yourself, but you have to have a job. So, for example, my mom is a nurse. My mom can care for people in wartime. But why my mom cares? We can have the system automated. So my mom is a nurse. She got Queen of University of Nursing, the nursing in England. Came for studies. And she came in for studies. She became a nurse, and now she's still a nurse. She wants to become a doctor, but she can't find the time to make her become a doctor. She doesn't care to become a doctor. So I'm saying that the fact that the purpose of me explaining this conspiracy concept is because OB Nexus, the Muko OS is most sustainable. Now, about the Muko OS. The Muko OS is M for Mike, M for mother, U for Umbrella, C for Charlie, O for Oscar, are operating systems. And they are operating systems that deals with need. So if there is a war tomorrow, that's the benchmark. The benchmark is if there is a war tomorrow. If I'm not sustainable, if my ecosystem is not sustainable war, it's failed the benchmark. So how will I simulate this war? Well, the war, I don't know, but it has to be to sustain daily life and wars. That's the idea. Wars, daily life and wars. So daily life is very important because that's what broke me. What is breaking me? But I've never fought in a war. But I fought in a war. So basically, it's about building something sustainable. So that is Muko OS. That's Muko OS. So what I'm gonna do is, my next steps are to literally start developing, not the protocol, but it's on basically. If let's say because it's configuration, it's in IG6 2XM. Basically, if I declare war against the government, I'm using that, you just bomb the land, you just bomb it, I'm literally fighting the institutions, that, I'm building something sustainable. I know my ideas can work. We have to test it, I'm not fighting the war, basically. I'm just saying, that's Igbo philosophy. We'll test, that's how we'll test stuff, So if I drop as a software engineer, brings food in my mouth, but it's not sustainable for war, it's not sustainable in a wartime environment, then it has failed. My role as society has failed. That's the idea. But I'm offering to automate the system. So you have drones, robots that do stuff for me. So I have my own environment. Let's call it the Muko workspace. So the idea behind the Muko workspace is, everything I have is a professional. I'm an operator I'm operating in space and time. And because I'm operating in space and time, space first and time next. Because of operating space, then I have to, use my skills to sustain my space. So maybe a Muko workspace would be as a software engineer, something that prevents me from dying in war and puts money in my bank account. Because that's how we see our roles in Igbo society, our jobs. So basically, in Igbo society, if you're a doctor, your doctor, your goal is to save lives and put money in your bank account. You have two roles, You have two roles, and that money is, that's how it works all the time. Most of these jobs, most of these things I'm saying can be automated with advanced technology like AI system. Example, if you have the doctor having a surgery, as a robot doing surgery on a patient from far away, is getting paid whilst in the own workspace, in their own workspace, which is the term workspace, to create the same workspace. So basically, if I work in a nuclear desktop, so if I have a computer and I'm a software engineer, if I'm on the operating table and I'm operating on someone, that's my own workspace. So interact with the real world while preventing war. Like I'm dealing with this from it's dealing with disease from a far sickness, someone that's injured or disabled from operating zone from a safety of my own workspace. So that's the idea I want to give you guys. So I think the idea is if I'm a software engineer and my task is and I'm doing a drone, and I have as a software engineer, I am a software engineer. You see, I'm a construction architect, so I have to have the workspace to deliver goods and services while protecting my interest from collapse, from chaos. So from my, so I have to have a backup. So another person will be functional active. So that's the idea I want to give. For example, if I was homeless from the 29th of November to January, and I saved £10,000. £10,000 I saved, and that protected me. Not my business, not OB Nexus, unfortunately. Not my business, OB Nexus. That protected me from, death. And that's what I'm saying. The idea is protection. That's how we see our jobs in Igbo culture. So our jobs are basically is going to protect us in case a war breaks out. And I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to do it automated. I'm trying to automate the process. So basically, like suing someone, automatically. Because it's a legal course, like a Python script to sue someone, or set up a platform to sue someone. So I'm going to introduce you to the Muko portal. So the Muko portal is located at M for Mike, U for Umbrella, C for Charlie, O for Oscar, .obnexus, O for Oscar, B for Bravo, I for Indigo, N for November, E for Echo, X for X-ray, U for Umbrella, L, S for Sarah.org. And this portal is your housing. Basically, your work, basically, it's gonna where you're gonna live, in the operating system. You're gonna where you're gonna live. So you're gonna be able to live in Muko OS, which is with a C, we spell it with a C. So the idea is the portal, you log into the portal, you get services. You get free look and show the free, and you get services. But that's the idea of it, So it's the Muko portal. It's muko.obnexus.org. So that's what I'm saying. It's basically when you log in. I was going to show you today in my last video, but then I couldn't show you because I couldn't get the version that worked. But when you log into the portal, you're meant to have a house. You log into your start application, start the housing application. And it's complete with the council. It's complete with the council. So you get a house from me. So you get the Ryan OS. You get it's a compound. It's a confederation, and it's a different way of living. It's a different way of life. In the United Kingdom, and that's the idea. So you gotta manage your taxes and everything there. With a portal for you while you're living in the operating system. It's a called a portal. It's like a login. So you're looking into the physical world. So basically, you're looking into the. I already worked in this. So you're looking into the physical world, and that is your operating. So you have the Muko. So you're looking into the physical. So you're logging into the physical. You're not in the physical. You're logging into it via the platform portal. So that's the portal. So it's great. It's a service. It's a service. It's like Rotary Council housing. But it's like a council, but it's a confederation. The idea is you log in to your services, your work. You manage your life on the portal. You manage your work, your bread and life on work on the portal. You manage that. That's the goal. And you get a house. You live there. You work there. You breathe there. And you consolidate the physical operating system where you can live, breathe, live, and work. go to Muco, MMUCO. That's again M for mother, U for umbrella, C for Charlie, O for Oscar, dot, O for Oscar, B for Bravo, I for Indigo, N for November, E for Echo, S for Usher, for umbrella, S for Sarah, .org. So that's muco.obnext.org. And that is the platform, then become a location you log into so you can get your housing sorted out. But you need the Virgin only, so you get you the Virgin housing there. Thank you for watching this video.